Today, we gather with heavy hearts to pay tribute to a giant among men, General Sundararajan Padmanabhan, affectionately known to his comrades and subordinates as Paddy. His passing at the age of 83 marks the end of an era in the annals of an Indian army. Born on December 5th, 1940, in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, General Padmanabhan's life was a testament to dedication, valor, and unwavering commitment to our nation. Commissioned into the Regiment of Artillery on December 30, 1959, his career spanned over 4 decades, during which he served in numerous key commands, staff, and instructional appointments, leaving an indelible mark on each. General Padmanabhan's journey through the ranks culminated in the role as the Chief of Army Staff from September 30th, 2000 until his retirement on December 31st, 2002. His leadership during some of the most challenging times in our nation's history will forever be remembered. Beyond the medals and accolades, what truly set Paddy apart was his character, his humility and steadfastness, and his unwavering belief in the men and women under his command. Even in the face of adversity, he remained a source of inspiration and strength for his comrades. To help us honor General Padmanabhan's extraordinary life and legacy, we turn to General Raj Shukla, who recently shared his own heartfelt tribute on Gunner's Shot, a YouTube channel hosted by General P.R. Shank. General Shukla's words capture the essence of Paddy, the man behind the uniform, and the leader who left an unforgettable legacy. Let us listen as General Raj Shukla reflects on the life of the remarkable soldier, leader, and patriot.
I think the best way to begin this tribute about Paddy, if I may say, take the liberty of saying so, General Padmanabhan, is by quoting a piece that General Z.U. Shah wrote yesterday, where he said that something like this, that when good and great men leave, there is no grief, there is only gratitude. So I think we should be grateful that we had somebody like General Paddy in our lives as the chief, and he has left an imprint not only on us, but I think on the wider nation, those who saw him in this period. Almost everything that I've seen from yesterday, from Shekhar Gupta to a host of others, everybody is profuse in praise of General Paddy. And getting such praise from your subordinates, peers, and superiors alike is not easy at all. So, I mean, that I think speaks greatly of General Paddy. I have never served with him personally because I think the service gap was pretty huge and our trajectories never crossed. But I'll tell you one very significant thing. When I was in IMA, he was the battalion commander, and I very nearly joined infantry. But when at the time we used to, I was graduating, we were told that wait for General Padmanabhan's speech before you make your choice of arms. And we had other battalion commanders, Farooq Balsara, but it was when General Padmanabhan spoke and the choice of arms followed, I opted for artillery. In the year that I was there were three of us in the super block who opted for artillery: Panigrahi, Naveen Sabarwal, just because of General Padmanabhan. That was the power of his persona. And when I was the army commander, I really tried to get good artillery guys as battalion commanders because it makes so much of a difference. So, I mean, this is the first thing that comes to my mind. Then, after that, one heard about his brilliance here and there. I'm not sure people senior to me would know, but I'm told that the other great chiefs, in terms of intellect, and I think they were pretty similar. It was General Sundarji who spotted him when he was commanding the artillery brigade. People senior to maybe correct me. And he got into the general cadre, and then we started hearing about him as GOC 7 Div, 15 Corps, as the Northern Army commander, so on and so forth. But his obvious brilliance, and I would rate him in the same category as General Sundarji. General Sundarji was inclined towards technology and all, and General Padmanabhan had very great qualities of intellect and generalship. And it came to the fore during that press conference in Paran. I mean, here was a man who understood geopolitics, understood the conventional and nuclear domains, their interface. And I've watched that press conference many times over. I was trying to search for it yesterday. I couldn't find it on YouTube. It was a classic. uh, and not only the press conference, but it demonstrated what generalship is all about without a piece of paper. His handling of those questions, I mean, as somebody said, his grasp of the operational, the strategic, and the wider stuff. And that statement that he made on nuclear, the nuclear dimension, it brought Musharraf to his nuclear sense. Otherwise, that guy was just saber rattling all around. And it was not very well received by the civilian community because they don't understand nuclear war fighting. But those who understood it, the message was very severe. And I think that it was not that he was being irresponsible about our nuclear capacity and all. He gave some very solid messages, in that whole debate about massive retaliation and so on and so forth. Yeah, here was somebody who really understood this whole uh, business. Insofar as other qualities are concerned, I mean, I've seen him from a distance. He embodied what I think in the army is known as sharafat. No, he had that boyish charm, but he also had, he was somebody who could be trusted, as the many anecdotes have showed. He was honorable, he was dignified. I think he was one of those generals who told us that the army is run not by the Army Act, but by so many other qualities. There's a lovely saying which says that in a hierarchical organization like the army, there will be a senior and a junior. The senior, if he's a gentleman, will never show it. The junior, if he's a gentleman, will never forget it. People like General Padmanabhan inspired that kind of respect and love, and so on and so forth. The next time I come in contact with him was when General Rajan was my boss. His MA, General Shiv Kumar, was my GOC. General Rajan was the CRT when I'm in Hyderabad. And he wrote that book. And when he wrote that book, I just sent two computer operators uh, and His Grace, while returning those chaps, giving them gifts, speaking to me. And then he told me that read my book and write a review. So that became a huge task. I think the same one, this China US one. But when I wrote that review, I have got that thing handwritten with me. He wrote back, praising it and then saying how I could have written it better and so on and so forth. I mean, so these are these personal qualities. I remember when I was MO directorate. So every month you sort out, not sort out, you inspect some documents in the Almirah of the DGMO. So I recall, this is after Parakram, or I think during Parakram, I recall an exchange between an army commander and him, and the army commander was complaining about a host of issues. And I categorically remember General Padmanabhan's remark on it. He said, "Why did he have to write the letter? Couldn't he have picked up the phone and spoken to me?" So look at the expectations of the man. Even in things of operational differences and all, this business ki chitti lik dena. This was not in him. He was a different kind of man. His this two thoughts of rum business. I don't know what is there. It's something in the army genes. But those people who have these two thoughts of rum are always brighter than the others who don't have those two
Others.
thoughts. So and now just two serious points. I would like to end with. He was somebody. I don't know what. I can't describe the reasons. Uh, Generalship came to him as a very fine art. It came naturally to him. It was not a hat that he somehow, donned ungainfully, like many generals like me do. He was a real general. And I think, if brass tacks, uh, Parakram had actually turned into a conflict, it may have brought out the best of Paddy, because his strategic genius and all would have got tested. And I think personally he was disappointed by the fact that we finally, many times when the occasion so demand, we didn't press the accelerator and take on the Pakistan. I will end just by saying this. There's a British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher, and her subordinate was John Major, and John Major was trying to tell her why he deserved to succeed her, and he actually did. And Margaret Thatcher turns around and tells Major, he says, "John, you have a wonderful head, but your head, unfortunately, is not connected to your spine." Paddy bucked that trend. He not only had a splendid head, But as all of us have said, his head was very firmly connected to his spine. And I think that's the best thing we can say about General Paddy. A great man, a good man, somebody who's lived his life well, and somebody who the entire rank and file, those who served with him and generations thereafter, can look up to him to emulate. Thank you.
General Padmanabhan's legacy will continue to inspire future generations of soldiers and citizens alike. His life reminds us of the true meaning of service, service to the nation, to duty, and to the values that defines us as a people. Thank you, General Padmanabhan, for your service, your leadership, and your unwavering commitment to India. You will be missed but never forgotten. Jai Hind.